Most beginners think soloing means learning loads of scales, and it can be confusing to understand how to associate the shapes you learn up the neck to the chords you already know. But actually, you can start making real music and improvise with just a few notes today. By the end of this video, you're going to play your first proper solo using 3 chords, 1 scale shape, and a few simple ideas. First, we need something to solo over. So we're going to take 3 of our most favourite open chords in the key of G, G, D, and E minor. And we're going to put them into a loop. We're going to set up a chord progression of the loop first. I'll be using my Boss RC500 loop station. If you don't have a looper, there's a link to the backing track in the description for you to use. Simple beat 3 drum pattern is a sparse-ish drum beat to give us a bit of groove, and the BPM is 65. Record in the loop, 3, 4. This is what we have to work with for the rest of the lesson. Now, before scales, this is the most important idea. Root notes are home. They are safe landing. When G's playing, aim for a G. When D's playing, aim for a D. And when E minor's playing, aim for an E. Here we go. Don't overthink it. Play 1 note at a time. Try to land on the right one when the chord changes. Already, that sounds like home. It lacks colour, it's disjointed, but we have our anchor points. Now let's level that up. Here's a simple trick that instantly makes your choices sound better. Each chord is made of key notes. So G's are made of G's, B's and D's. D's are made of D's, F sharps and A's, and E minors are made of E's, G's and B's. This gives us more options. Now each time that chord passes in the progression, you can use any note within that chord. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. If you land on any of those notes while the chord's playing, it will just work. Now this is where soloing actually begins. It's not about playing more notes, it's about playing better notes. So think about feel, think about melody, something you can actually sing. 3 simple things to focus on: leave space, repeat notes, hold notes longer. 3, 4. See if you can embellish this with your own ideas. Just take 2 or 3 notes and you've got a little musical idea. We've got this far. We're now bringing in a scale to connect everything together. It gives us the opportunity to create stepping stones and a more colourful melody in the palette. Introducing the G major pentatonic open position scale. An incredibly common and useful scale shape. Third fret E, open A, 2nd fret A, open D, 2nd fret D, open G, 2nd fret G, open B, 3rd fret B, open E, 3rd fret E. That gives us 2 octaves, loads to play with, and we only play the open position today because we can start to relate the chord shapes with the scale shape, which is infinitely more useful when you're trying to connect those dots together. We start by playing the scale slowly over the chord sequence to get our bearings. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gets our ears attuned to what palette we've got. It works together. Now we can break the scale and just pick out some individual notes. Have a little play with that. Put the backing track on. See if you can develop some awareness here of where the pattern is, what sounds good to the ear. It's about developing a language and you're the one who's going to be speaking it. Take your time, get creative, be patient. It takes time to develop fluency and phrasing in a way that sounds convincing and pleasing. So enjoy yourself and appreciate that it'll take just a little bit of time before you feel like you're doing something that sounds musical. Solos are made up of chord tones, licks, phrases, runs. This next section we look at 5 short licks that we can put together in a solo situation. Using our trusted G major pentatonic scale and our chord tones, we can come up with some tasty licks that will work amazingly over this chord sequence. Number 1, we're playing open D, 2nd fret D, open G, back to D, open G, back to D, open D. Number 2, we are going to take the B and the high E string together and we're going to slide into it from fret number 2, fret 2 to fret 3. Play both the strings at the same time. From here we go to lick number 3, which works perfectly with the D major chord. Slide from fret 1 on the G, pick and slide to fret 2, place the 3rd finger on fret 2 of the high E string. Lick number 4 is the D and G strings played together. I'm using my middle finger, D string fret 2, and 3rd finger, G string fret 2. The 3rd finger is off the string. Play them together, hammer the finger on. Lick number 5, 2nd fret D, pull off to open, 2nd fret A, pull off to open, 3rd fret G, slight bend, open, E, and then we jump to D string and slide our index finger from fret 1, pick it, and then quick slide to fret 2. We'll now take all the information we've got, the root note, the chord tones, the G major pentatonic and the licks, into a solo 4 times around the chord sequence. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're not looking for speed, we're looking for colour, phrasing, timing. If you find one note that works all the way through that sequence and sounds good, then that's a good note to play. What do you like to listen to? Take some ideas from the tutorial, get the backing track or record the chord sequence in the looper and sit in a nice quiet room with some headphones on maybe, enjoy playing along. let's get creative. If you've just got yourself a looper and you're not sure how to start, this tutorial takes us from the absolute beginning. The first 5 things you should do with your looper. They are such an amazing practice tool. I will see you next time.